The Galactic Council chamber fell silent as Elsa stepped onto the crystalline platform, her boots clicking against the translucent surface with a confidence that made several delegates shift uncomfortably in their seats. The human female stood barely 1.7 meters tall, yet something in her posture made the towering Krillian ambassador lean back in his chair. "Human," the council arbiter began, his trivocal chords producing harmonics that echoed through the vast chamber. "We have reviewed your species' application for integration into the galactic community. However, certain discrepancies have emerged." Elsa's lips curved into a slight smile. "I'm listening." The arbiter's sensory stalks quivered. "Your biological classification is listed as omnivore, yet your physiological markers indicate Deathworlder origins. Your species evolved on a Class 7 gravity world with atmospheric oxygen levels that would be toxic to most civilized races." He paused, consulting his data tablet. "Most troubling, your homeworld has 63 apex predator species. This is unprecedented." "Is there a question?" Elsa asked, her voice carrying a dangerous edge that made the translators stumble over the emotional subtext. A Vexorian delegate rose, her chitinous plates clicking nervously. "The question, human, is how your species survived long enough to develop sapience. Every other Deathworlder species in the galaxy evolved as prey animals, quick, clever, and cautious. They developed intelligence to hide, to flee, to outsmart their predators." Her compound eyes fixed on Elsa. "Where are your predators, human? What hunted you?" The silence stretched for 3 full seconds. "Me," Elsa said simply. The chamber erupted in confused chatter. The arbiter raised his primary appendage for silence. "Elaborate." Elsa walked to the edge of the platform, her movements fluid and controlled. "You want to know what hunted humans? We did. We hunted each other and we hunted everything else." She gestured to the holographic display that materialized beside her. "Cave bears, 3 meters tall, half a ton of muscle and fury. We hunted them to extinction. Mammoths, 5 tons of tusked herbivore. We ate them all. Saber-toothed cats thought they were apex predators until they met us." The Krillian ambassador scoffed. "Impossible. Your physical attributes are unremarkable. No natural weapons, inadequate sensory organs, insufficient musculature." "You're right," Elsa interrupted, and her smile widened. "We're not built like predators. We're built like something far worse, persistence hunters." She activated another hologram. "This is a human hunter tracking a kudu antelope on Earth. The antelope is faster, can sprint at speeds we could never match, but watch." The hologram accelerated, showing hours compressed into seconds. "The human just follows, hour after hour. The kudu runs, hides, rests. The human keeps coming, not fast, not strong, just inevitable." The Vexorian delegates' plates rattled in what their species expressed as fear. You simply outlast them." "Our bodies evolved to dissipate heat through sweat glands. We can run in midday heat that would kill most predators. Our bipedal gait is energy efficient enough to cover 60 kilometers in a day. Our brains can track prey for days using nothing but disturbed grass and broken twigs." Elsa's eyes swept the chamber. "We don't have to be faster. We just have to be relentless." A Forian delegate, his tentacles curling in distress, spoke up. "But this is one hunting strategy, surely." "Let me tell you about David," Elsa continued, pulling up another file. The hologram showed a lean man with dark hair and calculating eyes. "David was a xenobiologist in our first contact team on Kepler 442b. Beautiful planet, gorgeous megafauna. Then we discovered the Shriekers, pack hunters, intelligent, territorial. They killed 3 of our team members." The chamber was utterly silent now. The Shriekers had every advantage. They knew the terrain, had superior numbers, possessed natural camouflage and chemical weapons in their claws. By your metrics, humans should have retreated, called for military support, abandoned the outpost. Elsa's voice dropped to something cold and ancient. "David did none of those things." The hologram shifted, showing grainy security footage. "He studied them for 72 hours without sleep, using nothing but observation and our pattern recognition capabilities. He learned their social structure, identified their alpha, tracked their den. The image showed David moving through alien jungle with methodical precision. Then he hunted the hunters. Alone, the Arbiter's voice carried disbelief. Humans are pursuit predators, but we're also ambush predators, pack hunters, and tool users, sometimes all at once. David used sonic deterrents to separate the alpha from its pack, employed chemical attractants to lure it into a canyon, then collapsed the entrance with precisely placed explosives. Elsa's expression was neutral, but her eyes gleamed. He didn't kill the Shriekers out of revenge. He did it to establish dominance, to show them that humans were the apex predator in that territory. Within a week, the remaining Shriekers avoided our outpost entirely. The Krillian ambassador's skin had shifted to a pale blue, a fear response. "This is barbarism." "This is survival," Elsa corrected. "You ask where our predators are. We are our predators. We competed with ourselves for millions of years, becoming smarter, more adaptable, more ruthlessly efficient. When we ran out of dangerous prey on Earth, we hunted each other in wars that spanned continents. When we ran out of wars, we hunted concepts, disease, ignorance, entropy itself." She stepped forward, and despite being smaller than every being in the room, her presence seemed to fill the chamber. "You evolved to hide, to flee, to outsmart death. We evolved to be death. Every human carries the genetic memory of a million-year-old pursuit, the knowledge that if we just keep moving, keep thinking, keep adapting, eventually everything else stops running." The Arbiter's stalks drooped. "You are asking us to welcome a species of apex predators into our peaceful community." Elsa's expression softened, but her eyes remained sharp. "No, we're asking you to welcome a species that learned to overcome our predatory instincts, that channeled our relentless nature into building civilizations, exploring stars, and seeking friendship among strangers." She paused. "But never forget what we are beneath the culture and courtesy. We're the species that looked at the food chain and decided to stand on top of it. The thing you need to understand," she continued, "is that humans are only dangerous when we need to be. David didn't hunt the Shriekers because he enjoyed it. He did it because it was necessary. Once the threat was eliminated, he spent years helping re-establish the Shrieker population in a neighboring territory. That's what makes us human. We're capable of both the hunt and the healing." The council chamber remained silent for a long moment. Finally, the Arbiter spoke, his harmonics subdued. "Your application will require further consideration." As Elsa turned to leave, the Vexorian delegate called out, "Human, if you are your own predators, what keeps you from hunting us?" Elsa looked back, her smile genuine this time. "The same thing that made us stop hunting each other. We found something better to do. There's a whole universe out here that doesn't know its prey yet." She paused at the threshold. "We'd rather have it as friends." The door sealed behind her, leaving the Galactic Council to contemplate the terrifying implications of welcoming humanity into their fold. A species that had conquered their own world not by hiding from the monsters, but by becoming the monster everything else feared.